All right, let's try that again. Sorry about that, friends. I want to talk to you today about should you get a steroid shot whenever you have a sinus infection? Should you get a steroid shot whenever you have, you know, postnasal drip, cough, all of these things that typically happen, a couple times a year? People will get the change of the seasons, they'll get all this yuck, and you feel like crap, and you suffer as long as you can at home, and then you're like, man, I got to do something. Well, the answer is it depends. And this is always a decision that you should make through shared decision making with your provider who knows you and knows what's best. Some things I want you to consider whenever you're having that conversation. One is that whenever you get a steroid shot, I put some links in the description that talk about the fact that one, it very often will reduce your adrenal function. So, this is important because if you're in a very stressful time of life, this actually reduces your ability to deal with that stress. And a lot of times people have these symptoms partially because they're dealing with stress and their body's already suppressed. So, you want to make sure that you're probably doing everything you can to not suppress your adrenal function. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm not saying it would never be an appropriate therapy for you. Like I said, you need to do these, figure this out with your provider. But before you ask for it, you might want to think about, am I supporting myself, my immune system, and helping with that stress response already. Another thing is it puts you at risk, especially as you have more and more doses. And some people, like I said, go through this a couple times every year. It puts you at higher risk for diabetes and osteoporosis. So there are risks with these medications. There are benefits. Steroids are amazing at decreasing inflammation. And so sometimes if you can't breathe, or you're having trouble breathing, obviously you want to breathe, you need to breathe. That's way more important than potentially down the road having some other problem. So there are times where it's necessary and a good idea, but I just want you to really think about it before you do it. And what are some things that you can do instead of steroids? I'm so glad you asked. I put a link to a recipe. So there's stuff called golden milk. It's really amazing. It's great for inflammation. It actually has no dairy in it. And I would recommend that anytime you are dealing with a super stressful time, you've got to treat your body as if you were like going into battle. And that means you have to put in all the good nutrition. So put in good vegetables. I know, who wants to talk about vegetables? But really, that nutrition is what your body needs. Those alkaline vegetables are going to actually help your body counteract all this virus crap or whatever it is that you're interacting with. Also, stay away from dairy and gluten, any kind of sugar. You want to feed your body really well. That's going to help you improve your symptoms a lot faster. It doesn't, totally, overnight change your immune system, but it's huge in the way of helping your body heal. Another thing is, and this is kind of gross, but because it is warm and it is humid, this is like the perfect breeding ground for dust mites. And a lot of people don't realize that some of their allergic symptoms are because of that. And you can test to see what you're allergic to, what you're responding to. And I really recommend if you're having this over and over, figure out what it is. So that way you can do the prevention focused things to prevent those things from happening. So if dust mites are an issue for you, which like I said, they like this humid weather, they like when it's hot, which is really gross. But one of the best things you can do is just wash your sheets every couple weeks in hot water. It needs to be over 130 degrees. So put it on all the way hot and wash your sheets. Also, your pillowcases. Make sure you cover those pillowcases. You can get a hypoallergenic cover. Get one that doesn't have plastic in it. Try to get something made out of organic stuff. That's going to help. And like I said, wash it every 2 weeks, especially during these humid, here in Southwest Louisiana, it's always humid, but hot and humid times. That could be part of what you're responding to. Like I said, I know it's gross, but I wanted to share that with you guys so you can be exceptionally well. See y'all soon.